What's up, guys? Jiggins here, doing another Punk Gold Pride deck profile. I'm doing a little something different, not too different, so I'm just going to go through it real quick and then go over the changes. Since I just posted one of these on Sunday, and I was really surprised by how many people watched it, because I don't really do this to try and get like subscribers or anything like that. I just like to document my Yu-Gi-Oh stuff and just whatever else I feel like doing. So it's pretty cool. I kind of have to like keep clicking back just to make sure everyone's being nice, because I don't know, some people are just so angry online if you do something wrong with Yu-Gi-Oh. It's funny. But anyway, luckily that hasn't happened. So alright, let's go to the Punk stuff. I made some cuts. So we're still doing 3 Zayaman. We're doing 3 Foxy Tune. First cut, I cut 1 Ogre Dance just for the sake of deck space. Then I cut 1 Deer Note. I don't know how I feel about that one yet. Still working on it. These are still the one of the Sharakusai, the Madam, and the Wagon. So then, still doing the 3 Castir Unicorn with the Castir Birth. I mean, these could be Psy-Frame Gear Gamma very easily. I don't know. I'm between. I really want to fit it into the deck, but I really like the unicorn stuff because the ease with you can make Baron and a Ching with ease. I think Ching will be a pretty cool interaction between Kashtira banishing if they're going against you second. I think it'll be interesting since things are constantly getting banished. Also, other thing I noted the other day, I was playing and I had Phantom Knight, and then I used its effect targeting Xinging. Don't know if this works, but what the Phantom Knight of Breaksword does, if you don't know, is focus. Once per turn, you can attach a material from the card, target 1 card you control, 1 card your opponent controls, banish them. No, destroy them. Sorry, destroy them. So if you target this, and if this card would be destroyed, you can banish a card from your graveyard instead. You can banish one. Then you can banish a card from each your opponent's field and graveyard. So I kind of like use this to trigger his effect on my turn, and then I got to get rid of 3 cards, and then nothing happened to my board. So no one questioned it, so I just kind of kept it moving. Anyway, Gold Pride stuff. I almost cut this because of the new little spice I'm trying out. But anyway, still 3 carry, 3 Ultra Leons, and then 2 Nitro Head. So the reason I'm doing this again is because still 3 emergency tellies. So I was noticing like I'm not really getting much out of my Gold Pride unless I draw into it or like start with one of them in hand or whatever. So I've been testing out 2 small worlds, not 3, because I don't want to see them too much. So I'm keeping it at 2. And these are some fun little interactions I've been trying out. Kurikara, my Nibirus, my Ash Blossoms, and my Lava Golem. So basically what I'm thinking here is I can pretty easily get into these cards with Small World. And like say I'm going second. One of the interactions I thought of doing was, say you had Small World in hand, and really you could have Gold Pride in a Small World. Probably this would work. I haven't tested this. I'm just going over it. I was thinking about baiting out the interactions with your Punk stuff. Baiting out like monster negates. Like if they have a Brawn on field, bait it out. Once they negate everything and you're like stuck with no plays, you use your Small World. You go, I don't know how, like, if you had like a leftover Punk, this would work too. You could start with, or Captain Carry, anything really. Captain Carry will get you into an Ash Blossom, and Ash Blossom will easily get you into a Div Incarnate. Sorry, that's not on screen. So Small World, you have Captain Carry in hand. You have any of your level 3 Punks. You use your Ash Blossom to bridge, and then you get a Div Incarnate. And then you tribute whatever they used on the field to negate you. Then on the end phase, people don't talk about this, Div Incarnate can special summon a monster from your opponent's graveyard. Hey, camera, focus. Thank you. Special summon it to your field. So it's just an idea. I've been doing some like test hands where maybe I had like maybe I drew an Ash Blossom and I had a Small World in hand, and I'm playing against like Kashtira and all my zones are locked. So I just do Small World, Ash Blossom. I could bridge with the Div Incarnate and then literally go into Lava Golem. It's synergistic because also aside from that like cheesiness, I'm not sure even if that's viable, but Small World just works because like I've had hands where like I had an extra Zeaman or something, so you just do Small World Zeaman, and that's gonna bridge you into you do Captain Carry, and then I just thought of this actually just talking now. But anyway, say you had like any of your level 3 punks. You do Small World, bridge it with Captain Carry, and then you can search Gold Pride Leon, and then these go to... oh, you banished it from the deck face down. Okay, that's not as good. So anyway, you'd probably just do it this way. Captain Carry. Special summon Captain Carry. You get your trap, and you have like a... Captain Carry is like a 1-card Gold Pride starter. Because then you put down your trap, and you guys should all know by now what it does. Speaking of traps, traps are the same. I took out the D barrier and the triple tactics thrust, so I'm running both of the punk traps, 2 imperms, and Gold Pride start your engine ×2. The extra deck has stayed completely the same, so yeah, I mean, I just don't see that changing. Honestly, if I had like a card that had gotten me more wins, I don't think there's a card that's gotten me more wins than Zeus. Just in all the formats I've been playing since I started back in April of last year, I mean, just nothing's done me better than Zeus and the down nerd stuff. So I keep it in there. I've seen a bunch of other synchro builds. They always say the synchros aren't that good, the level 6s and 9s. So then I'll just play something else. I mean, I don't think the synchros are that great either, so I just kind of stick with that. I think it's very good to have an optimal deck build that can handle a variety of things. I played Draco Slayers, and if anyone does see this and wants to see Draco Slayer, I'll do whatever. I'll do combos, hand tests. I did really well with the Draco Slayer stuff a couple months ago. But my first time out with it, I was like, trying to do everything I was seeing other people do, and realizing that if you build a deck with something specifically in mind and you go to something like a locals and run into a bunch of random stuff, you're kind of hurting yourself. Like I lost a Scareclaw just because I had no out to it. So the next weekend I came back, I made some changes to the extra deck. I threw in access code and stuff like that. And I just I picked up a lot more games that way. Just by making some adjustments after all of that. So I was going to do some hand tests just because I was going to do combo lines. But the combo lines, it's just like this deck can go so many different directions. There's no sense really doing combo lines, and it's just kind of better to practice with hands because you draw into stuff and things change. I was like, basically one E-Telly gets you full combo, an E-Telly plus a Kashtira Unicorn gets you at least a Baron on field, maybe a Cheng Yang. Let's see what else. If you have a Gold Pride carry and an E-Telly, that's full punk combo and Gold Pride. So those are the combo lines. So we'll do hand tests. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Why am I doing that? I don't need to shuffle. I just drew. All right, what would you do here? And so you could... So here's an idea. So basically, let's just pretend we're doing some theorying and stuff like that. One thing I was able to do, maybe if you threw a Ghost Ogre in here... is Ghost Ogre a beast? No, it's a Psychic Tuner. So if I threw a Ghost Ogre in here, one thing I could do is Small World, this Ghost Ogre, and then grab a Nibiru if I was going first. And then this is just an idea. So if your opponent knows you have a Nibiru in hand, and then you have a board, like I could get full combo with this, and then have a Nibiru in hand. They know they only have 5 summons to deal with me before I can drop a Nibiru. Just an idea. I don't know if that's really that great of an option. But either way, maybe you could like pitch a Foxy with a Foxy. Wouldn't even need to really do that. Maybe it'd be smarter just to... I'm thinking about hand traps. But since we're just hand testing, we'll just go E-Telly. We would do Zeoman, -600. And then, especially with so many cards in hand, maybe they would hold on to hand traps. Who knows? It's not the craziest thing that's ever happened. So, Sharkusai. We could just normal summon Sharkusai. Fusion summon with one of the Foxy Tunes. Why not? Just, I don't know why I would leave the Zeoman on board. Maybe we'll just hold on to it. We'll fusion summon with these two. And do the bam, tribute. Extreme Session will come out. So I'm just pulling it out now just to be quicker. Wagon will search it. And then Deer Note will be there. You'll synchro those two. Dragon Drive, search Madame, and then shuffle it up. I realized rewatching the other video too, most of like the draws I did off the Extreme Session were like off camera, so it looked like I just like, there we go. All right, so drew into a Lava Golem. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Like that's not bad because what you can do now is Small World stuff. So, and that's why I'm only playing one of this, because it is hard to play around Lava Golem sometimes. Like, if you have it in your hand, you're going second, you really have to think. You're like, can I use Lava Golem and still play out my turn? And if you have an E-Telly, the answer is yes. If you have a Foxy Tune, the answer is yes. But if you don't have that, maybe even a Deer... I've played around Lava Golem with just a Deer Note before, and another Punk, obviously. But yeah, if you don't use it. And you can use it as discard fodder with Foxy Tune, or you can use it as a Small World bridge and basically do what I said earlier, bait out your opponent's interactions and then go Small World, Div Incarnate, and then tribute whatever they used. And I don't know, and I really need to play test. I need friends. I need friends that play Yu-Gi-Oh! All my friends are normal people that don't do stuff like this with their free time. So anyways, let's see, where were we with this? Dragon Drive, we drew the Lava Golem. We'll special summon the Madame by banishing. Something I learned through one of the guys that commented on the last video is this banishes for cost. I never actually read this card because I play Yu-Gi-Oh! And I don't read. So banish one Punk card. All these cards are for cost. So basically, if your Zeoman or anything gets negated and you have Gold Pride in hand, Gold Pride's going off because you paid 600 even if you didn't get the effect. So yeah, all of these are for cost. So banish one Punk card from your graveyard and special summon. So Bestials actually can't target. So you can, obviously the option here is to do either Deer Note or Rising Carp. I've been opting for Rising Carp lately since I kind of want the Deer Note just in case I want it back with like my Amazing Dragon maybe. Because Amazing Dragon can reboard one of your Punks. So let's see. And then Madame Spider, -600. Hit the camera one more time, you goober. Alright. What was I even doing? I'm searching the trap. Whatever trap. Who cares? Maybe a monster negate. One thing I've realized in hand testing is your Gold Pride stuff and like just basically your board in general pops so many cards on the field that maybe it is best just to search for your negate, because the other Punk targets and pops a monster. So you already have so many pops on the board. So anyway, we will, I think we shuffled, and then we'll just cut the deck and do a simulated draw. We got E-Telly. Broken. And then I forgot Deer Note. When it goes back to the grave, it special summoned the Sharakusai. I got distracted goofing off. So anyways, I mean, you have your full punk stuff. What else can you do? You could literally, so you have infinite impermanence too, so that's gonna go down. And then here's one thing you could do. This is kind of like, oh, it's a little much, but you can E-Telly. You can E-Telly Zeoman. I'm pretty sure I already used Zeoman's effect, technically. So, this is just, I don't know, this might be too much. This might be a little too much, but anyway. You could also special summon the Foxy Tune and go into Harbinger, but I mean, or you could just do Foxy Tune and Foxy Tune and special summon your other Zeoman. Yeah, these are just the options I had for my hand test. I just whistled a little bit there. Sorry about that. It was right into the camera. We go overlay the 3 for a P.U.N.K, which is a monster negate and destroy. Also on your next turn, he can attack per each material he has. Then you just drop Small World with Lava Golem, and you literally it just go maybe use your Div Incarnate and then grab an Ash. Just to end the turn, you know, just a Small World, grab 1 Ash Blossom, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then your bounces. Or honestly, you could have opted not to do that, but I think, yeah, if they play through this, you're screwed because you just like wasted all of your plus, like your Foxy Tunes and your E-Telly. You could have held on to this and had a hell of a second turn, but I think you could just even opt to not do the Ashura King, leave the Madame Spider on board, and leave everything as it was, and then just have the Ash Blossom in hand. It's a good card. If you could search, oh, you know what? Droll and Lock, or like I'm thinking about like hand traps that have like a lot more power, like Droll and Lockbird. That shuts a turn down pretty much. And you could search it too, because Droll and Lockbird is a wind. I'm not sure about its stats and how this would work out, but you could definitely Small World, and your Leon is a wind. So, gosh, I like Small World. It's so fun to play with Small World and just see the little interactions you can do. All of it just goes so well together. You could have even, shoot, I didn't even think about this. You had Small World and like 2 Foxy Tunes. Let's see what you can get with a Foxy Tune. Small World. Foxy Tune. What do we have? We have a Light that has 8 stars and 2600 defense, 2300 attack, and it's a beast. Right. We could literally actually go Small World, Foxy Tune, Ogre Dance, which is a fiend, which brings you Captain Carry. Yeah, that's actually what you do there. Yeah, fuck all that other shit I was talking about. You could literally just bring out Captain Carry, and then you have Gold Pride, start your engines, and then you just go 3 Leons as special summons, and then you have your Gold Pride stuff. So, I mean, that's why I kept the package so small with the Kurikara and all that stuff, because it was just like a cool idea to try out. But overall, the goal of Small World is to see your Gold Pride stuff, because I have all 3 of the secret rare Gold Pride spell card, but I just think they're kind of bricky. If you don't have another Gold Pride in your hand, you don't really have much going for you. Let's just do one more hand test. I think my girlfriend's gonna be home soon, and I don't like to be seen doing this kind of stuff. What time is it? Alright, yeah, I got like a couple more minutes. Alright, cut the deck. Ooh, this is a terrible hand. This is a terrible hand. You love to see it. Okay. So literally, this is all you have. You have, and this is what I'm talking about. The Leon he kind of useless on his own merits. Let's see, Synchro Summon, using only Gold Pride monsters you control. So yeah, he is kind of useless. This is kind of a busted ass dead hand. All you would be able to do, normal summon and pay your life points for the spell. And this happens. It happens. All you can do is hope that your opponent didn't do so well. There's a very consistent way to play this deck with Small World. If you just did the 3 Small World and then left out all the gimmicky stuff I put in there. I'm thrilled to test it out. Like, I think it would be really cool. And you just special summon him, and then all you could really do is make a Phantom Knight break sword. It's really all you can do. If you're going second, this would be fine. This would be like a fine hand because you had the Imperm and you had the Ash Blossom to shut things down. And then if you were going second, you would have... I wouldn't even bother playing this. It's not going to do anything. You would just go into that. Go that. After you attack. Obviously, if you know how this package works, I'm just assuming everybody knows. But once you attack with this, on main phase 2, you summon that, and then you bring out a 4-material Zeus. You wouldn't even bring this out. And then you had Imperm and Ash. Or you could have Synchro Summoned the Gold Pride guy. I just don't think that's strong enough here. And then you have that. And then on next turn you draw an Ogre Dance and get your shit started. I don't know. Let's just check out one more since that was a bad hand. So if I ever have bad hands, I just like play them out. If you have a bad hand, instantly you kind of know where the combo is going to be able to get you. So I'll just pretend like I'm kind of like, what would I do going second? And yeah, I think the Zeus is a good option. Going second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, okay, you have everything you need there. You're gonna do full P.U.N.K combo there, and then maybe draw into a Gold Pride or something like that. So, the first card I accidentally picked up 2 cards off the deck, but the first one was a Gold Pride. Gold Pride, start your engines. Like, let's do it again. Another Gold Pride carry. We can't make this up. So obviously those wouldn't be your real draws. You'd be searching and shuffling and removing cards. The key, I think, is to do as much searching as you can before you do your draw spell. So I have had hands where I'm like, I need to start drawing immediately. I might need like another card for Foxy Tune or something like that. I have just too many good cards in my hand at the moment, and then I'll use the spell just to draw something to discard. I mean, that's all P.U.N.K. I mean, all gas, no brakes. 2 E-Tellies. This is gonna end you on your full P.U.N.K combo and in the Shuriken for sure. I mean, it's not that great. What would be really cool about a Shuriken is if it wasn't once per turn. Then it's a triple negate. Like, I don't know why they made that once per turn. It's a secret rare. You could have... And it's hard to summon. Like, Konami, errata that card, please. Ugh. This is a bad one. You can't do anything with this hand. Absolutely nothing you can do with this hand. Trash. So another thing is you could play an Upstart Goblin, and that'll immediately get your Gold Pride stuff going. But then again, it's just a one-off. I think the Small World's good. Maybe I could, if this gimmicky stuff I'm trying out doesn't work out, I would cut that stuff and do 2 Small World, 1 Upstart Goblin. And And I really just don't think you should cut the unicorn stuff in a format that's gonna see a lot of Nibiru. I think it's good to play around, and you need a negate on the board. It just helps so much more to have that negate. What are these cards? This is actually a playable hand. One thing you could do is you could pitch Foxy Tune with the Gold Pride, start your engines. Because you have Captain Carry in hand, you have another trap. Ain't no stress in it. Zeaman search. If Zeaman search doesn't search though, if it gets hand trapped, you're kind of fucked. So let's see. But you still have Small World in hand, so you can still get into a Shark Kusai that way. So yeah, we'll just go Zeaman for the sake of this, and then you normal summon. Let's just get this over with. Oh my god. I've hand tested so much. I'm so sick of this tribute. And then when he tributes, I'm gonna bring the Wagon from hand. It can do it from hand or deck. And sometimes you just got to do it because you need the Wagon and you need the Deer Note and you need the spell and you search. Well, you don't need the spell, but it's fun to have the spell because then you get the trap and you search. And then obviously if you're going second, you play this completely different. If you're going second, you can literally Small World into a Lava Golem. I mean, that's why this is just so nice. Like, if you're playing Kashtira and you had this hand and you're going second and your monster zones are locked out, you just go Small World and then you don't need your trap, you just go Madame and then you go Ash and then you grab your Lava Golem. Easy as that. Shingira who? What? Like, you're gone. You're bounced. Bye. Have a wonderful time. All right. Anyway, what was I doing? Okay, yeah. So we were synchroing. We all know what's going on here. If you don't, just let me just say something and I'll do it. But I don't consider myself a good Yu-Gi-Oh player, a knowledgeable Yu-Gi-Oh player. So if I know how to do this, I'm pretty sure anyone watching this knows how to do this. Deer Note brings back the Shark Kusai once it goes from field to grave. Jam Dragon Drive will search level 3 Psychic. And that's another thing. You don't need the Zeaman at this point, but you searched it and you now have Small World fodder. Really, I'll keep doing it. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. I'm sure you already could see where I'm going with this. I'm banishing the Fusion guy to special summon the Madame Spider. We're still pretending like we're going first. I was just giving you the example of searching for the Lava Golem. This is the only secret rare I had as a kid, back when you could only open a pack at a time. And one of the big things was I had it in my deck, but I didn't read back then either. And it was just a 3,000 beater in my deck. I just thought it was a good card that I would tribute to my side of the field. And I actually almost won a tournament when I was a little kid, and my friend's dad was playing in the tournament too, and he just ripped my deck apart because they both lost before me, and he's like, these cards make no sense. And I was just 9 and crying all right. Let me see. All right, so we searched the trap. Obviously, you wouldn't just put it straight down, but I'm doing it for the sake of this. It just goes down. Where are we at right now with our plays? So you can do the Gold Pride shit now. Special summon, your life points are lower. She searches your other Gold Pride trap. Which, honestly, I don't know. Oh, my phone's dying. Oh my gosh, it's another 30-minute long video. Are you kidding me? Alright, so the Gold Pride's in hand. So here's something you could do. Obviously, you could Small World, Zeaman, and bridge yourself into an Ash Blossom hand trap, which I think would be more optimal, because obviously you could get yourself into Leon with Small World Zeaman. You could just go use a Captain Carry and go into a Leon, special summon Leon, and you have your synchro plays. But your trap's going to do that for you, because you have 3 Leons in the deck still. So this trap is going to special summon a Leon, and then it's going to destroy a monster. Then your Leon's going to synchro with this on your opponent's turn, makes Gold Star Leon, and then Gold Star Leon's going to gain attack and pop a card. If you had a Shenyang on the field, this is something cool I was thinking of too. If you had a Shenyang on the field, by the way, I'll go over that in a minute too. When Captain Carrie goes to the grave, she can banish up to 3 gold pride monsters. So banish these gold pride monsters, or maybe just Leon, and it triggers the effect of Shenyang. That's two pops. Like this seems to synergize really well together. So like I said, you don't want to go into Leon because of the trap. So basically, you just go Zayaman, and then you just get your ass into a Ash Blossom, easy. And you have an Ash Blossom in hand going against your opponent. Sorry about that. Or let's see what else you could do. Maybe you could. If you had an effect failure, or if you'd play the Ghost Ogre. If you had the Ghost Ogre, you could get into a Nibiru, which is kind of like you have 5 turns. You have 5 summons to figure out how you're going to out this board. You're not going to out the board in 5 summons with a pop. That's 2 monsters getting destroyed. These are 4 monsters getting bounced. This isn't on the field. I was just telling you about that carry interaction I thought of. Star Leon's going to pop a card. This is going to pop. So 1, 2, 3, and then these bounce. So those 3 of your 6 cards in hand, if they were monsters or searched or whatever, have been bounced. And then you still have the threat of the Nibiru. Even if they like Lava Golem you, Sphere Mode you have a Nibiru in hand. Let's just figure out how to get to it. Alright, Alright, it's a rock. Alright, what can we do here? Divin Karn? No. See, it has the defense. It has that good defense. That's the cool thing about these. The Zayaman's defense is the same as the Nibiru's defense. Unfortunately, all your other level 3s are gone now. But yeah, so yeah, if you wanted to bridge into a Nibiru, you would need the Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. I can't think of any other way to do it. You can also get into a Unicorn by using a Zayaman and then a Leon and then getting Unicorn. But these have something in common. Damn it. Okay. Yeah, there's no way to get into the Nibiru, unfortunately, unless you ran a Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, which would be 0 attack, 1800 defense. It's a psychic and it's a light, and it would get you into Nibiru. And now that I'm thinking of that, I might opt to do that. Because ending small worlding with your extra Zayaman into a Nibiru, and then your opponent knows that's in the hand, that's just, I don't know, I think that might be pretty good. Anyway, let me know what you think of all this. This is honestly just me going Close Encounters crazy. I've spent too long with the deck and just thinking of all the different things you can do, and I really enjoy playing around with Small World. I think it's just fun to see like the things you can come up with. So yeah, maybe I am gonna think about getting into that Ghost Ogre somehow. This is a 42 card deck currently. I don't think it would break the bank to go 43, especially with the amount of engines that are being run in this. And so yeah, basically if you did draw a Small World and a Ghost Ogre, you could basically get yourself into a Foxy Tune. Yeah, you could easily. Small World, Ghost Ogre, Whirl. I sound like the guy from Minions or whatever. Whirl. Anyway, Madame Spider. Any of the level 3 Earth guys. You Small World with that, and then and that would be your bridge because you'd have Ghost Ogre. This is Ghost Ogre bridge, and then you get into a Foxy Tune, which is your special summon. I think I don't know. I have to figure out how I want to put in space. And then also you can just consider taking out your Unicorn stuff with the Birth and putting in this Frame Gear Gamma. I didn't show off my side deck, but this was what I was thinking so far. Red Dragon Archfiend. I think it's a good going second card in time because it tributes all special summon monsters. Pretty cool. And you just do it with your one of your level 3s in your Deer Note. And then they're in the side deck. See, for me, if I know I'm going second, these would be good to put in. These are going, I put D barrier for strictly going first. If I know I'm going first, I'm going to throw those in. I'm going to find a way to put those in there. Probably take out my Nibiru's or something, which means I wouldn't need the Ghost Ogre, right? Oh, yeah, maybe I won't do the Ghost Ogre then. Thinking about doing these just as like time card. I don't know. This is subject to change for sure. I've always wanted to use these. And then 2 Book of Eclipse. I'm going to wait and see what Cashier is doing. And then I have that triple Tactics Thrust with a Harpies and a Lightning Storm. That's just kind of like what I have. I don't have like good cards like evenly matched and stuff like that. So I kind of just make do with what I have. And I do fine. I mean, I play rogue stuff and I do pretty well for myself just playing rogue stuff because I'm not a big fan of like meta decks and stuff like that. What have I done here? Okay, that's all good. So anyway, I just wanted to show off those small world combos and see what everyone thought of it, because I was just thinking of the ways to get into the gold prides, because obviously the crowd goes wild is just kind of bricky, unplayable, not a bad going second hand. And then you draw E-Telly going second. So yeah, the deck needs work. I'm never, like, I don't know. I think people assume that you're on here just to say the best way to do something, and all I'm doing is making suggestions. It's fun to talk about these decks and theorize what you can do with them. I think Small World is interesting. I think it might be a good idea for consistency to cut that gimmicky stuff I was going over. But then again, I showed you like where going second, you can literally search your out. If you have the right card, you can get into a Lava Golem so easily. And I just think that's pretty strong going into this format. That's something I like to do too. If you ever, I just draw through the whole deck and see how many of the 5-card hands were playable. Something fun to do. And then you go to your tournament and brick immediately. One last thing I do want to say, I have not seen people doing this, and I think it is a good idea to consider. When you are using your Nitro Head and you're summoning a token, make sure you at least play one of your extra deck monsters and an extra monster zone. Because if they're on links and you summon a token, you can summon a token right behind their extra monster zone where they're theoretically trying to get stuff. So, like, say they were on Pendulum and they're putting a Beyond the Pendulum there. These adjacent monster zones are now stuck with the token. So, because you blocked an extra monster zone. Don't leave your opponent with 2 extra monster zone choices, especially when you have this option for playing this token. And that's all I wanted to say. I saw some people doing test hands, and I was like, just stick one of the extra monster zones up. Like, just occupy it so they have, like, they're more stuck playing around your token, because the token's not, one token ain't doing anything for anybody. Okay? So I just wanted to say that. Remember, I don't care. Don't like, don't comment, don't subscribe. Do whatever you want. Enjoy the videos. We ain't out here trying to become YouTubers or nothing like that, all right? It's kind of the reason I talk with the whole monotone and don't come screaming at you like people that will remain nameless. Have a good day. Stay gold.